What's up, peeps and fellow geeks? The average end user here, and all right. So this is a follow up to the video I posted the other day about the free 1070 Ti PC. Well, this is that PC. Now that I know it boots, the next step is going to be to completely tear it down and get all of the components cleaned up. As you can see, it's pretty dusty in there. So yeah, I may even pull the graphics card apart and repaste that as well, seeing as how it's a little bit older card. But yeah, let's get a little more down and dirty with these components and assess the level of cleaning that they need. Okay, first on the list we have the case. As you can see, I have the parts spread out on the table. I'm going to use these sheets here, which I actually printed up to play PC Building Simulator. Made it a little bit easier to keep track of jobs and stuff. Um, but yeah, before we get into those. So as you can see, it is, well, pretty darn dusty. Take a look around. A little too dark back here. I'll flip the case around. I'm going to remove the fans. They're much easier to clean when they're outside of the case. And I may, if it's easy enough, remove the front I/O. Then I can just take the case outside and spray it down with a hose. Alright, so let me get some more of this stuff taken apart and we will inspect some more. Okay, so I flipped the case around. Now you can get a pretty good view of what the inside of it looks like. I should have put it on this magnification for the first time around. Spin this back around. Get a little bit closer look at the interior. Oh yeah, big old dust bunnies in there. Alright, next part will be the power supply. Okay, on to the power supply. It appears to be a Thermaltake 600 watt, 80 plus white. That just means it's, your pretty basic power supply. They're not as efficient. It'll go white, bronze, gold, platinum, titanium, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, as you can see, she has definitely got some dust going on. Clean that out as good as I can. And let's move on to the motherboard, I say. Not absolutely horrible. I have definitely seen worse. At least you can still see the fins. So yeah, we'll get that cleaned up. Otherwise, the board looks pretty good. Maybe a quick spritz in with the air compressor. And yeah, we'll call that good to go. Alright, so here we have the graphics card, an MSI Aero 1070 Ti. Fans, a little bit of dustage going on, not too horrible. See, this card's a few years old, so I may crack the void warranty seal and check the thermal paste application and give her a new one. I mean, I probably don't need to, and it's probably a waste of my time to get 1, maybe 2 degrees. But, I've never actually cracked a graphics card apart before, so instead of dirtying it to my 3080 Ti, do it to this 1070 Ti. It appears the PC also came with this Wi-Fi slash Bluetooth card made by MSI, which is perfect because I actually need a new one of these because I'm currently using a Bluetooth dongle that I don't really like too much. So we'll give this a try, see if it's any better. I have to order some antennas though. Well, let's check out the memory real quick. Gale, I know who this is by, but I can't think of it. They're 2 8GB sticks for a total of a 16 gig kit. What are they clocked at? CL16, slow speed, 2400 megahertz. Not the best. 3600 would be ideal with a Ryzen processor. Oh, which, by the way, under this Cooler Master cooler, is a Ryzen 2700X 8-core 16-thread processor. I never did say the name of the motherboard either. Gigabyte GA AX370M DS3H. I believe that's everything. Oh, this was the SSD that was in it. Just 240 gig Western Digital. Perfectly fine little drive for a boot drive. I will have to see if I have an old drive laying around for mass game storage. But otherwise, I shall return after everything is cleaned up. Alright, let's pop this cooler off and check out the processor. Okay, well, I have the cooler off, and I do remember the former owner of this PC saying that he was having issues with the PC doing random and weird stuff, and I can see why. This thermal paste is completely dried out. Wow. That's wow. Okay, so I have the air compressor charging up outside. Alright, I think whoops. Alright. I think the first thing I'm going to do will be the power supply. Don't actually look that bad for me. So, before. And the power supply after. Next is the GPU, and then we will roll on to the motherboard. There wasn't a whole lot to see with the GPU, but it shined up really nice. Alright, next the motherboard and processor. Can do this one in real time because it's very easy. Alcohol swab. It's thermal paste, or another name for it is thermal grease. So it takes a little bit to get it off sometimes. But it is enough that we can see, yes, that and confirm it is an AMD Ryzen 7 2700X 8-core 16-thread CPU. Oh, actually, I changed my mind. Next up, we will take care of this cooler. Okay, got the cooler all cleaned up. Now, seeing as how this is a Cooler Master cooler, pretty good chance it might be a Cooler Master case, as that is still a mystery. So, if I find out, I will let you know when I find out. Alright, I'm just going to give the memory here a quick wipe down. As it's not really that dirty, I'll clean the gold contacts with isopropyl alcohol. And then the last thing will be the case. Okay, so I did not do a thorough cleaning of the case, but as you can see, it does look a lot better than it did. So now to tackle this. This is the intake filter. That is not what it's supposed to look like. Okay, that is what the dust filter should look like, as well as being able to see through the, front panel. That kind of helps. Alright, so it's getting kind of late, so stay tuned for the next video. When I get this all put together, you can see what the cleaned up finished product look like, as well as some benchmarks. So this is the Average End User signing out.